Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play of Crusader Kings 2 as the Jain King Sahajbal II of the Chauda Kingdom. We are currently the Maharaja of both Gujarat and Kosala. Gujarat being like down here, Kosala being like up here. So let's just kind of take stock of what's going on right now. So it's 882. So we're a little bit over 100 years into the game, and as you can see over here, we're pretty much the dominant factor in the Indian subcontinent. Maharashtra and Rashtrakuta are both large, but not large to the point of being a threat. And then Malekha over here is pretty big. Pala's pretty big too, but they've got their share of problems. It looks like so they're never really able to get it together. To the west, we have Kinda, the Sultanate. Last time we looked at them, they were having some problems, though. Ooh. What is this, an Abbasid revolt? Really? Huh. They had a lot of decadence last time we looked. Yeah, they're still at 100% decadence, so it's only a matter of time before they have some decadence revolts. Umayyad still rules over the northeastern or northwestern part of Africa. And the Spanish, or I guess you'd say the Iberian Peninsula. Francia is still quite large, but has a little, what is this? It's very strange. So these guys are independent. Looks like maybe it's all that's left of Nantes, Brittany. England is still a big, huge mess. Wessex has managed to get a foothold on Ireland. Other than that, Ireland is still very, very weak and divided. Pictland, surprisingly, is still strong. They haven't been conquered by anybody over here. Looks like Sweden would be the most likely to come over and start landing over in this area, but I think they last time we checked, they were having problems with revolts. It looks like right now they're having problems with Denmark. You can see Denmark, or Denmark, as it became, has interestingly enough started to colonize, not colonize because it wasn't, but it started to conquer over in this area. This kind of makes sense, but this is kind of strange. Sweden's over here too. Yeah, wow, what a mess. Khazaria is pretty big, so are the Uyghurs. Uyghur, I don't know how to say that. Uyghur? Byzantine, gonna be Byzantine. They're large, and I almost said they're long and they're strong. Anyways, we're not gonna go there. This is a family program. Wow, look how fragmented this is. I mean, it is just ripe for the taking. Poland probably going to come in over here, and then once the Mongols show up eventually, oh my god, it's going to be bad. I'm surprised Khazaria hasn't conquered more of this and just seriously blobbed out. I think the most, out of this whole thing, the two most surprising things that I've seen have been the fact that this switched over to Kinda instead of Abbasid, because Abbasid, I guess, got relegated to just an emirate. And then Francia consolidating and then spreading down into Italy. That's weird. I've never seen that happen before. But, the big blue blob is very, very strong and pretty much can do whatever it wants. But, wow, Alsace. Bavaria, I guess, is holding up. So it'll be interesting to see if Francia continues to grow out and take over maybe the rest of this. Neat. And then, they're kind of in a little bit of a conflict with the Byzantines. Could make for some pretty interesting wars. Or if Francia just kind of ends up fragmenting at some point. As far as we go, let's see, we've got some de jure ducal claims on Strongport. It's the same claim that we've had forever. We just haven't pushed it because other claims have had higher priority. I don't think we can push this right now because I think that we have a truce with this guy right now. Yeah. We have a truce for 5 more years. Well, or until he dies or we die. So he's 71, we are 67. We're not picking an ambition because there's no point. We can create 9 titles, but none of which I really think make any sense. I think we already... Well, we might not have claims on these. So maybe at some point we might create the Kingdom of Delhi. Maybe after succession. Maybe we'll create that kingdom so that we get these claims. I don't know. We also have... Excuse me. We also have some duchies here and some more kingdoms that don't make any sense to make because we would just have to give out that title. And we already have all the land inside of it, so it just, yeah. The only thing we would basically get out of it would be prestige. But yeah, the only one that has any sort of land outside of what we currently possess is this Kingdom of Delhi. And then we have a bunch of weak claims because we have been somewhat aggressive in inviting claimants to our court. We have a weak claim on Pala Kingdom. The problem is with any of these claims on kingdoms, unless I'm mistaken, and you know, if I am mistaken, feel free to point it out in the comments, guys, that because it is a kingdom level title, and we ourselves are just a king, were we to push this claim for these people, even if they were landed in our kingdom, I don't think that they would fall under our sway. So we don't want to do that. So all these kingdoms here are kind of out of the question. There may be some Thakur level titles here. Yeah, like this guy, Thikana of Dipalpur. We could press that claim if we landed the guy, just fine. But like Punjab, that's a kingdom. So we don't want to press that claim. Kingdom of Maharashtra. Yeah, see, all these are for kingdoms. Well, no, that one's not. Protestana. So we do have some options here. Banjaraj, I think, is one that we were thinking about doing. I think we were considering pressing that for this guy, the Thakur of Viraja. It would certainly make him quite a bit more powerful, but it would also give us all this land. But man, he's got some problems. And then Kingdom of Andhra, Thikana of Dipalpur. Where is that? Where is that at? I don't see it. Ah. Is this it? Yeah, this is it right here. So basically this county is what we'd be pressing the claim for there. And then Pratihara Kingdom. So we have a lot of weak claims here. But, you know, with weak claims you have to be very careful that your Casus Belli doesn't get invalidated. Usually when pressing a Thikana, just a county level title, it's not a big deal. But when you start pressing those higher level titles, yeah, it can be a problem. So, as far as family goes, he's 67. We took the family focus to try to get him to live long enough to tutor this guy well, and so far he's done a really good job. The only somewhat negative trait that we have is we have trusting, which is classified as neutral, but generally I don't like trusting. And yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on right now. We were kind of taking, I think we were taking more of a cooling off period from war, so that we could maybe like invest in our own infrastructure, invest in some buildings so that we can pump up our domain military. So our domain, we have 5,400. From our vassals, we have about 10,000. So retinue cap, we have about 500 units of space, but we need like 900 because we're wanting to build another cavalry unit before we do anything else, and it costs 900 units. Okay, spending time with his wife, that's fine. She can't have any kids now, I don't really care. Jaitu Gadeva feels I risk too much with my escapades. So this has been happening a lot because these people that are envious try to get us to stop being brave. But you know what? We're going to keep being brave. Because it's what we do. I think I remember now. That's very strange. That must, the trade post must have started prior to us conquering that, because I didn't tell it to, you know, do a trade post. Okay, very good, grandson. You're doing very well for me. Yeah, I have 3 grandsons with congenital traits. It's kind of weird. It's like when it rains, it pours. We have, well, actually, I'm sorry. I have 2 with good congenital traits and 1 that's just good on his own. Like, he doesn't even have any good traits. He's just decent. That Marshall doesn't have any good traits, but he has a 21 in martial ability and has a 15 in diplomacy and like a 9 in stewardship. Everything else is poop, but still, he's pretty good. Sagandeva of Mandapikan Peasant Revolt has declared Peasant Revolt for Mandapika on Maharaja of Ahavamala of Rashtrakuta Kingdom. So Rashtrakuta has a Peasant Revolt in Mandapika, which is right there. Wow, that's a large revolt. How many troops does he actually have? He probably has enough. Yeah, 10,000. Oh, so he hired somebody there. I don't know that he hired. You know, he might have hired a religious. I don't know what religion they are. Oh yeah, okay, they're Jain. Yeah. So what he did is he hired his holy unit probably. Whoa, what just happened? Oh, our wife died. Yeah, okay. That's what just happened. That's what just happened. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to look for a wife who's past childbearing age, but has really high stewardship. And we might just have to take a, like a lowborn or something here. Well, I guess it doesn't particularly matter how old they are. Seeing that we can choose our successor even if they have a kid. The whole reason that we were avoiding having more children is because our heir was supposed to be... Well, actually, we don't want to have any more children. We don't. Because if we do, that person will automatically become our heir. So yeah, let's go to Find Characters. Search all. Women not in prison. Not married. My religion group. My culture group. Let's just find somebody old. Like her. Yeah. She's 47. She can't have kids, and she's got really good scores. And she's a Hindu, but that doesn't really matter. I don't want her. She's possessed. So we'll lose 300 prestige from marrying a courtier, but that's fine. We have 3,500 prestige. It's only going to affect our score, and I don't really give 2 rips about the score. So yeah, we're going to marry her because she has really good stewardship, which will in turn bump up our domain cap and fix our problem here that we're under some we're over some caps at this point. Okay, so we're still over our vassal limit. And I think the reason for that is maybe our previous wife had really high diplomacy. She did. She had a 22 diplomacy. And diplomacy is what controls your vassal limit. So, yeah, this one she only has a 15. So that just shows you that 7-point swing lost us 2 because we were at cap. So our options here are to basically we can transfer some vassals. We could create a Raj, which I don't really want to do. We could go down in our laws. We could go down to medium centralization, which would give us an additional 5. It would put our vassal limit up to 25, but take our domain limit down to 11, which kind of stinks, but I don't know. Maybe the least of all evils here. Let's see what Rajas we can make. Okay, I don't want to do that because, yeah, reasons. I'd like for it to be one that's further away from me. Okay. And it needs to be one that I have a county in. Well, actually, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Yeah, see, like this one right here. All right, so let's just... What I would do here is I would pick... Let me look at this duchy again. Okay, so it's these 3, right? How are you not my vassal? Interesting. That guy's pretty powerful already. He's the Raja of Kasi. This one. How are you the Raj of something really far off like that? So that's not going to work, because if we make that Raj there, he's going to desire it. And then he would have 3 Rajas, which would be a little bit too... well, he's already a little bit more powerful than I want him to be. Okay, what about this? So that's a 2 county Raj. Yeah, that's actually not really going to help us. Because what that would do, we'd make that Raj, so we'd basically be giving somebody a little bit more power. And it wouldn't even get us below our vassal cap. And he's under this guy anyways. This guy must be powerful. Yeah, he is really powerful. He likes us a lot, but he's really, really powerful. Yeah, he wants the kingdom of Kasala, because he's so powerful. We should probably try to do something to weaken his power, because he has a lot of power right now. He's got a lot of vassals. Look at all these people he has under him. Right now, he's a loyal vassal. But whenever my ruler dies, he's going to dislike her immediately because she's female. That's going to be a -10. And then she's going to have short reign penalty. So he's right off the bat going to have a -25. Plus the -20 from Kingdom of Kasala. That's going to be a negative like 45 penalty. And foreigner. He's going to be like a -50 to her. Like right off the bat. So you can figure he's probably going to be factioning very, very quickly against her. So if there was something that we could do to try to get him... Where are you right now? He is reigning in Jaunpur, so he's right there. Yeah, he has both of those counties. He has 2 Rajas. He's a little bit too big for his britches, I think. So maybe what we should do is we should send our spy master over there and see if he's doing any plotting. And then what we can do, if we catch him in a plot, we can try to jail him. And if he resists, which he may or may not, if he resists and flees, he might raise a banner against us, and we can fight him now when we're pretty strong. And then when he's a traitor, we can revoke a Raj away from him. Or we could just try to kill him. Wow, okay, we could get up to 180.9% plot power on him. So people don't like him very well. Wait, no, that's not the right guy. That's the guy we're wanting. 222%. So it's gonna fire. It will definitely fire. We could get caught, but we're so close to dying anyways, and everybody likes us so much. Murderer's not gonna. It's not gonna affect us. All right, so we're gonna want to make sure that we do not invite drunkards. So like this guy is fine. No drunkards, okay? And then we just let it fire. And if he dies and we get caught, I don't even care. Like I said, our guy is pretty close to kicking the bucket anyways. This guy's depressed. Yeah, it's probably fine. There's probably a lot of people who resent this guy because he has too much power. A lot of his underlings probably don't like him being over them. let's go ahead and invite these people. Just like I said, we're just making sure that we don't invite any drunkards, because they will they'll spill the beans on your plot when they get drunk. It's a pretty rare trait though, but I'm still trying to be careful about it. Yeah, what's helping us a lot here is the fact that everybody likes us a lot, you know. I think that's probably fine. That'll be enough. And that should fire pretty fast. But we want to get him out of the picture before... who is his heir? This guy, just a kid. He's just a kid. He just a boy. So we could... I don't know. Actually, our heir's not going to be female. Our heir is now male. You guys were probably screaming at the screen going, "You're dumb, you're dumb." That's okay. We still want to get this guy going, though. He has way too much power. He has way too much power. Alright, so let's look now. We're at... Oh, it hasn't. Okay, so they haven't backed the plot yet. So we're going to get a spam of events here of people backing the plot. It's a good thing. Everybody likes you, so they'll back your plots. They're like, yeah, I'll kill this guy. I'll back your plot. So what are we at now? 223%. So I expect it to start firing off really fast. My food has tasted strange lately, and I've begun to eat less and less for fear of being poisoned. I don't trust the spy master to find the poisoner. Why is that? Likes you a lot. The only one I can rely on is my friend, my sister. Alright. Well, better to be safe than sorry, I guess. The Kur Arthropoda of Viraja. You weren't a drunk. Oh, he's a socializer. Maybe that was what did it, huh? I wasn't even looking for that. My reputation is ruined. Whatever. To be completely sure the food was or was not poisoned, Rajkumari Chachinidevi required certain expensive equipment, and I was the one to pay for it. Although the food tastes strange, I do not feel any different than before. The question is, if this really is necessary, do I really want to know? Of course I need to know. Take all the money. It's only 7 gold. The friend of a friend is my friend, a motto I try to live by, and sometimes that is an easy truth. A friend of a friend was introduced, and I immediately felt a kind of connection with this stranger. Well, we don't want to lose Gregarious, so we're gonna do this. With the expensive equipment acquired, Rajkumari Chachinadevi did a thorough examination, and it did not take long before she presented me with the result. The cook had used rancid meat in the stew and tried covering up the taste with a lot of spices, some poisonous, unless used in moderation. Satisfied with the result, I imprisoned the cook without pardon. Now, how will I find a new cook? So we gained 1 intrigue. Are we trying to gain intrigue? No, we're family focused. So that was just a completely random event, and we gained intrigue off of it. That's nice. So Rashtrakuta 1. We had a few disagreements and a few arguments. Is this the guy? Yeah, this is the guy we were trying to be friends with. So now we are friends with him. Thakur Nagabata the Seducer. Maybe he won't seduce my female relatives now. I mean, he's my cousin. He shouldn't be. This is Crusader Kings 2, though. Mayor Sinduraja, my co-conspirator, has sent word that a massive pit of manure has been prepared under the floorboards of an abandoned inn. On a path, Raja Jayasimha will travel with his escort. Once they are seated at a table, kaboom! Okay. Did it work? Success! Raja Jayasimha perished in the manure explosion. There is no trace of my complicity to be found amongst the rubble. Jayasimha went out with a bang. Boom! Alright, so we took care of that little problem. This guy should have a lot less power. Well, quite a bit less power. Quite a bit less. Not a ton, quite a bit. Hmm. Now, we could start fabricating claims over here to try to grab back some of this land, but that kind of takes a while. We could also just start stealing vassals away from him. I don't know. So he has 3 Thikanas and 2 Rajas. Jeez. How did he get that strong? Did we make him that strong? Did he create those titles for himself? I don't really recall making anybody quite that strong. But who is your heir? Really? Of course, they only have. So if we killed. If we killed him, it would split all the titles. Oh my goodness. It's like taking a county from a baby. So, alright, so this time maybe we don't invite the socializer. Maybe. Yeah, like this guy, screw him, he's a socializer. He's gonna spill the beans. Although ultimately it didn't really matter. Yeah, you've got a lot of power. I want to send you a gift. Invite you in. Yeah, we want to kill this guy because he's possessed. So we want to invite him in. Well, yeah. So this time when we kill him, it's gonna split all those titles, which is what we want. Whoa! Are you kidding me? This guy must be his regent. Must be assigned to him. Yeah, that's gonna happen. That's amazing. We don't even really need to invite these other people, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it just because we want to be sure that this happens. So all those titles will get split. It doesn't mean that they won't come back together. They'll probably plot against each other, etc., but it'll buy us some time, and it gives us something fun to do. I think we're violating the concept of ahimsa here, but oh well. My goodness. You know, that's the problem. It's the problem with short reign. You get short reign penalty unless you've got a lot of good traits. People are very, very willing to faction against you, especially if they like the person who starts, or not faction, but plot. Especially if they like the person who's plotting, which everybody loves me, because, you know, I'm Sahajapal II, son of Sahajapal the Wise. Alright. How many more are there? Oh my goodness. Okay, that's it. Alright, so it'll be interesting to see what the plot power will be on this. Probably like 500%. Are you serious? Already? It's already firing and people haven't even joined the plot yet. And it's like, yeah, this is gonna happen. Oh my goodness. Spam, spam, spammy, spam. Oh my gosh, really? I invited so many people into this plot. Okay. So, Thakur Shuchi Verma has bribed a hunter into taking him on a trip into the wilds to quietly dispatch the child and make it look like an accident. They call it the wilds for a reason. Alright. We're going to put a cut in there. So come back next time to see the fate of this child. See if I can assassinate him and dispose of him in the wilds. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And until next time, game on.